Hi everyone, I'm Jade and I'm joining you today from Dubbo Library for another Maker Monday session. For today's session, we'll be creating our own flipbook style animations based on the illustrations created by Terry Denton in the Andy Griffith and Terry Denton Just series. I don't know if you're familiar with these books. I'm sure you're familiar with Terry's illustrations, but in this series, he creates a little margin illustration on each page that when you flip through the book turns into a little animation. So it looks complicated, but it's actually really simple. So all you will need today is a piece of paper folded in half. It can be any size, and something to draw with, so a pen or a pencil, or I'll be using a black texter. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, to create our flip style animation, we just need one piece of paper folded in half, because we're going to be doing two drawings. We'll do one drawing on the inside and one on the outside, and we need a before picture and an after picture. So here's what I mean. Here's one I created earlier. Here's a fish asleep and now a fish awake, and when you flip them back and forth, you can see the parts that are different become animated. It's another one, just drawn an apple with a worm poking out of the hole, and when you flip, the parts that are different become animated. Okay, and it can be as simple as a Pac-Man style shape opening and closing its mouth. Okay, so let's get started. So we just need a folded piece of paper. I'm going to use a nice small one because I think it's easier to flip. So a piece of paper folded in half, and I'll just use a piece of paper underneath to protect the table from the texter. And let's start with the Pac-Man. It's really simple, so we just need to draw a circle for his body, an eye, and a mouth. That's our after picture. Now flip close the paper and you should be able to see your drawing underneath. So we want to trace everything that we want to stay the same. So the only thing I really want to stay the same is maybe his eye and the general area of his body, but this time I want his mouth to be open. So try and draw his body in the same spot, but draw him with an open mouth. And when you flip open, he looks like he's opening and closing his mouth. Alright, another one. Draw our fish. So we'll start on the inside. Draw a body. However you would draw a fish. Give him an open eye because he's wide awake. And his lips apart because he's had a bit of a shock. And the bubbles can be popped because he's had a startle. We'll give him some stripes. And there's our startled fish. Now our sleeping fish, our before picture, we want his body to stay in the same spot, so I'll trace his body as closely as I can. If you're having trouble seeing your drawing underneath, you might hold your paper up to a window with some light behind it, and that might help you to trace. So his body's the same, his stripes are the same, his eye will be in the same spot, but it'll be closed, so I'll just draw a line through it to look like he's sleeping, and he might have his lips a bit more relaxed. And the bubbles, which you can just see underneath, are popped. I want them to still be circle bubbles. Okay, so So let's test it. So you just hold down your piece of paper and flip. There you go. We've created 2 flipbook style animations. So you can make these as simple or as complicated as you like. You just need to remember that you need a before and an after picture. And everything you want to stay the same, you trace. Anything that you want to move or animate is different. You don't need to trace that part. So have a go. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had a lot of fun creating your own flipbook style animations. Don't forget, if you're looking for more illustration inspiration, drop into your local library and borrow the Just series by Andy Griffith and Terry Denton. We'll see you next time. Bye.